Okay, so it is 8 o'clock at night on Sunday, and I do not have a job tomorrow. I've been checking and checking and checking, and there is just nothing. I think it's because it's state testing time, so nobody's really calling off of work during that time. So I figured now is the perfect time to do a 24-hour readathon. I haven't done one in a while, and I have a bunch of books that I need to get through, and I have some holds in the Libby app and on Hoopla that are going to go away within a week, so I want to catch up on as many as I can. And my Goodreads goal, 2 books behind. 2 books behind, and I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to see that anymore. I need to get ahead of this. I'm currently in the middle of 2 other books, and I need to finish something so I can catch up. I don't want to be behind anymore. So we are going to tackle that in this next day. Am I going to read something tonight? Yes, maybe. Do I know what I'm going to read? No, but I did order pizza, and it's going to be here, and then I will tell you what I decide. I need to not read fan fiction. If I read fan fiction during this 24-hour readathon, unsubscribe. Okay? Okay? Promise me. I'll see you in a second. Okay, pizza has been eaten. Let's talk about some of the books that I am going to try and read this 24-hour readathon. And you know what? I am just now deciding that I think I'm going to do the type where I am going to time how much I am reading. So every time I start reading, I will click start for the stopwatch. That's how that goes. And then once I stop reading, I will click stop. So we were trying to get 24 hours in total, which means that this will be over the course of a couple of days, which I like better than trying to cram everything into just one day. So are you ready? Okay, let's talk. Books that I am currently in the middle of. Ravensong. I have been in the middle of this one for such a long time, but I have been trying to make progress with it this week, so I'm going to try and read about 50 to 100 pages a day. It just takes me so long to read this one because I'm writing down thoughts and annotating it for a friend, so it's going to take me a little bit, but I do need to chunk away at this because it is getting hotter and hotter here, and I have a few things that might melt when I send them to my friend, so I need to not send this in summertime. I need to send this like by the end of the month at the latest, so have to read this. Nightfall is one that I'm reading on Kindle. It is like a Dean Winchester inspired spicy romance. She is a medium, he is a demon hunter. I haven't even met him yet in the book yet. I think I'm only 10% in and he has not shown up. So I am reading this one on Kindle because that's gonna just be my nighttime read. So I will be doing that at night and in the mornings a little bit, maybe. I've only been able to read like 15 minutes at a time before I'm like so tired. So we will see how far I get in this one by the end of the week. I have also started Spare and I have just not picked it up, and I just don't think I really like it, but I don't want to waste an Audible credit on it, so I think I'm just gonna try and push through Spare. Maybe that's like my least priority on this one, but I do have a couple other books that I need to read soon. So I have The Loan Out for the Astonishing Color of After on Libby, and this one is going to be part of my books that are going to make me uncontrollably weep vlog. So I do need to read this, and it's due in 12 days, so I have some time, but I would just like to get it over with, especially if I'm in the mindset of just filming right now. I might as well just do it, you know? I also recently just got The Loan Out for Vicious by V.E. Schwab, which is what I think I'm going to read tonight. So I'm going to set this one aside and we might talk about that in a second. But I am also about to get the loan for The Wolf and the Woodsman. I think I'm first on the waiting list right now, and so I think I should be getting the loan out any day now, and then I would need to prioritize this. So if it happens during this vlog, I will probably put this up at the top of the list of what I'm reading, but I am waiting on that to come out through Libby. And then on Scribd, I have And the Stars Were Burning Brightly, and this is also going to be part of the books that are going to make me cry. So I think what I'm going to do is really try and work on these ones, and then like I said, I'm going to try and spend some time every day to get to 50 pages of Ravensong, and then my nighttime and morning time read is Nightfall. So we have 5 books that I'm going to attempt to read within a 24-hour period. So I'm going to try and hit 24 hours of full reading. I think my brain will probably explode. It might send me immediately into a slump. Who knows? You're going to find out with me. I hope I remember to film, and I hope this is interesting. All my books just fell down because they were all supported by these ones. Vicious. I don't really know much about this one, but I do know that it has to deal with death, and I've heard that there are heavy subject matters in this one. So I'm gonna read for maybe an hour. It is currently 9 o'clock. I'm gonna get to 10 o'clock, so then I'll take off my makeup, get into bed, and read my other book. But I'm gonna give this an hour. I'm gonna listen to it probably on 2 times speed, if not faster if I can, and we will go from there, see what it is about. I will check in with you in the hour mark, I guess. Alright, I have read for 48 minutes, and I think I'm gonna call it for right now. I just got to, I actually don't know if this has chapters, but I'm on page 83, and it's really stressing me out. Like, I'm a little uncomfy with some of the scenes that we've had to listen to or read. I'm listening to the audiobook and reading along, and I've like been really stressed. So I feel like this is gonna be a bit of a emotional struggle to get through. I don't know. But yeah, it's a little bit heavier than I anticipated, even though everyone said it's heavy. So we are going to continue on with this one when I wake up, probably tomorrow. So I will let you know how much progress I make. Okay, if you can hear every single fan in my entire room, I'm so sorry, but it was 84 degrees inside my house today, and it was 100 degrees outside, so it was miserably hot, and we hadn't turned on our AC yet because it's been cold the past few days. We've had our windows and doors open, and it's been beautiful, and it started to get really hot yesterday, but I didn't want to say anything, and today it got so hot, so I had to ask my grandpa if we had like spare fans. He was like, I'll just turn on the AC, but it needed to like air out in my room, so all of my fans are on. Every single one of them that I could find in this house are on. But that being said, I was so uncomfy today that I could not pick up my camera and tell you what I did, but I forgot to grab the book. I finished Vicious today. I spent a couple of hours just like listening to the audiobook on and off because it wasn't keeping my interest the entire time, I will be honest, but it kept it enough, so I was able to finish it out. It wasn't my favorite book, I'm going to be honest there as well, but I will give more of my opinions in another clear my shelf video that I'm gonna do. But that book is finished, and I can say that it did not meet my expectations, but I see why people like it. Anyway, I'll go further into details in that video, like I said. But checking in on my time though, I have officially read for 5 hours and 18 minutes, so we still have like 19 hours or something to go, which is quite a lot of time because I felt like I was reading all day. I woke up and I read some more, but then, you know, 911 was on, and it gave us so much content for the ship that I'm in love with, so I was on Tumblr the rest of the night. But I'm going to pick up my book from last night and I'm going to read that, and I will probably check in with you sometime tomorrow and update you on how long I've been reading for, but I probably won't read longer than an hour if I even make it to the 30-minute mark. I'm very sleepy because it is still so warm. Okay, see you tomorrow. I got the worst sleep last night ever. It was so hot in my room and I just could not cool off, so I am super tired today. I did go out of the house and go to the grocery store, and that took me forever. It was 100 degrees and I'm just like brr today. So I am not going to force myself to read a book that I do not want to read. The book that I do want to read, however, is Mockingjay. So I am just still on my Hunger Games like streak. I just only want to consume all Hunger Games media, so I think I'm going to spend the day reading some of this, and then I really need to work on Ravensong, so I'll probably try and do that later in the night for like an hour or so. But I'm gonna spend the majority of the next couple of hours listening to this and reading along and annotating anything that I want to annotate, and that's just gonna be what I'm gonna do. So I think I'm at like the 5-hour mark so far. I don't know, I'll let you know where I get once I decide to not listen to this one anymore. my gosh, you guys, oh my gosh. So if you didn't just see in that last clip, my camera took a tumble. It fell off my counter and landed with the lens open and bent the lens, so I could not get it to close. It would not record, it would not do anything, and I was freaking out. And this has happened to me a couple of years ago. I was filming something when I was trying to be like a teacher YouTuber. It didn't last long. I like scrubbed that channel clean, but I dropped it then and I had to get it fixed. And this is a little bit of a tangent, but Best Buy fixed it and they didn't make me pay for it. Like, I don't remember seeing a receipt or anything, but I swore I was supposed to pay for it. And I had my card ready and he handed me my camera and he told me to sign my name, and I didn't hear a single thing about having to pay. So they fixed it for free. I'm not sure if it was just like because I don't think it was even under warranty then, so I don't know what happened, but I did not want to have to pay to fix this camera because I feel like it wouldn't have been worth it since I want to buy a new camera later in the year. So I just sat there for the past hour, like so upset. Like, I wanted to cry. I'd look a mess because I was so stressed out, but I just kept bending the lens. It was so bad of me, so bad of me. I shouldn't have done that, but I was just bending the lens. I even like took it to the edge of my counter and tried to like pull the camera down and like crack the lens into position, and it wasn't working. So I like held it on the floor and I just moved it just right and it clicked, and then it closed and it's working, and you're seeing me on this camera, and I hope that the sound quality is fine and stuff, because I don't think anything internal is messed up. Everything seems to be working fine. There's not even a crack on the screen. I was convinced that it was gonna like crack through the glass. I got so lucky, you guys. I was so stressed out. I was freaking out. There was no way I was going to be able to afford a new camera. And I wasn't sure how I was going to film on my phone because my front-facing camera is just so bad, and I don't think I could handle filming without seeing myself at all. So I was so stressed out. I was so stressed out, all because I wanted to film a salad clip, and the salad ended up not even being good. I'm feeling so much better. Like, I was legitimately, my night was ruined. I was so upset. I didn't want to do anything. I just felt like sick to my stomach because I can't afford to get a new camera right now. So this guy was sticking with me. It did good. I'm so proud of it for letting me fix it and not just combusting. All right. I do need to read now. Now I feel more motivated to do literally anything. So I'm going to continue on with this little 24-hour readathon. I know I've been rambling. I'm sorry. Let me update you. Last night, 9 hours and 43 minutes. So I haven't even hit 10 hours. I haven't even hit 12 hours. I'm not even halfway through this challenge, and it's been what, 3 days already? So I clearly don't read as much as I thought I did. I thought I'd be done with this like today. So I'm gonna read until probably 10 o'clock at night and then pass out because I am so tired. I did sub today, so I had to wake up by 6 o'clock, and I went to bed at like midnight, so I'm so sleepy. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad this camera is working. I'm so glad. I'll see you later. So I finished my reread of Mockingjay, and I'm just as emotionally devastated as I was the first time. I had to like take a little bit and collect myself before I could film this clip, but I made it officially to the 13-hour mark. That being said, I think I'm missing roughly 30 minutes of that time because as I was doing these final chapters, I definitely forgot to press start on the stopwatch. So I caught it when I was like the second to last chapter, I think, maybe the one before that, or like in the middle of it. So I think I had only been reading for about 30, maybe a little less than 30 minutes. So as I was writing my review of this and collecting myself, I kind of let the timer catch up just a little bit about what I think. So I still think it's missing 30 minutes, but whatever. That means we have, what, 11 hours to go? Yeah, I think 11 hours to go. So tonight I'm going to try and finish out Nightfall if I can, at least get another hour left. It's only 9 o'clock. I'm gonna try and go to bed around 10:30, so I should have some time to read, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to read as well. So I think we're really at the point where I have to read Friday night, or else I'm spending all day long Saturday trying to complete this challenge. So I really thought I read more than I do, but I guess this just shows why I'm not ahead of my reading challenge, which, speaking of, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. It did say 3 behind until I posted my review for this, and I should have taken a screenshot then, but I forgot. But you know, what were we at? 1 behind at the beginning of this, and now we're 2 behind. So I somehow have to finish 2 books in a day, and then I'll be on top of the challenge for like a couple more days. This challenge is rude, and I don't mean the 24-hour one. Looking at you, Goodreads. But I need to wrap up the stuff that I do at the end of the night, like journaling and stuff, and then I'm going to try and read Nightfall. And I'll probably just see you tomorrow. I have to sub tomorrow, and I'm not gonna want to talk before I go to bed. So once I get back from that job, I will check in with how many hours I've gotten. Hello. I don't even know the last time I checked in with you. I definitely know it wasn't yesterday, but I took a 2nd grade substituting job and I was just dead. I was so tired. They were pretty good, but I came home and I was like, I need to just sit here. So I think I started playing Sims, and I played that for a while, and then it took all of my effort to read a little bit before I went to bed. So I didn't get a lot of reading done, as I kind of predicted I wouldn't on Friday. So it is now Saturday, and it is almost 10:30 at night, and I am only at 19 hours and 21 minutes. So we are not quite where I was hoping I would be by the end of the night, because I was hoping to have this up Sunday morning, because I'm trying to post on Sundays, but I think I'm just gonna push it so that I can actually get the full 24 hours, because like at this point I need the satisfaction. So really, we have like 4.5 hours. I think I can manage it. I am not going to do that tonight, that's for sure, but I am going to work on the book that I'm currently reading, which, let me talk about, that almost just took a tumble to the floor. Okay, let me talk about what I have been reading though. I don't know why I can't remember if there was another book in between this, but I told you I was working on Nightfall and I was reading it on my Kindle, and I finally managed to finish it this morning. I really tried to read it last night, but I was just so tired I couldn't keep my eyes open anymore. But I ended up not loving this book, but I will talk about that in another vlog separately. But it was okay. I could have gone without reading this. I wish I would have picked something else that would have kept me more entertained and made me actually want to read. I feel like it started to become a chore to pick this one up. So it almost made me a little bit slumpy, but I just kind of like leaned into what I was wanting to read instead of reading the other books that I had said I was going to this week. And I picked up Bands of Mourning, and I am already, I would say, at least 1/3 of the way into this one. I've been listening to it the past few hours, reading along with it, and despite not loving book 1 and 2 in this second era, I'm really enjoying this one, mainly because I love the character Steris so much. I love her so much that getting to see her in this is just like really pushing me through, and I'm just like falling even more in love with her. So I am enjoying every part that she is in. Everything else is just kind of okay. It still has the same issues with the other books that I was feeling, which mainly just boils down to me not feeling connected to the characters very much and not loving the setting as much as I did in era 1 for Mistborn. That is all that I have to update right now. I don't think I'll be able to finish this one. Maybe I will. I think there's 9 hours left of the audiobook, and I'm reading at 2 times speed. So well, that's about 4.5 hours. So I might be able to finish this one, and then we will have our total count for books I can finish in a full 24 hours worth of reading. We are finally in the home stretch of this. 22 hours and 7 minutes are on the clock, so that means I have just about 2 hours left of reading, but my Bands of Mourning audiobook says that it's only going to take me 1 hour and 26 minutes until I'm done, so won't quite get me there, and I'll have to find like 30 minutes worth of something to read. So it's a little bit of a bummer that I can't finish it out with this book, but it is what it is. We're gonna finish this tonight, so let's go on this journey together. Final stretch. Okay, I finally finished Bands of Mourning, and I enjoyed it. So we have officially made it to, it keeps going away, 23 hours and 27 minutes. So because I have 33 more minutes I need to read, I actually downloaded the novella that is supposed to be read after you read Bands of Mourning, but it's set in Mistborn Era 1, but it would give too many spoilers for Era 1 and Era 2 up until this point to read it. So I finally just went ahead and purchased this because I cannot find this, I just said the word, novella. This novella, I can't find it in a edition like this. I think it only comes in a hardcover, and I just want all my editions of Brandon Sanderson books to match if I can help it. So that's what I am doing, besides the Skyward series, because those I can't find in a style like this. Anyway, that doesn't matter. I have 33 minutes that I need to read. This says that it'll probably take around 2.5 hours, I believe, to finish it. So I'll just read a half hour if I can stop there, and then we will finish out this challenge. All right. We have finally finished this challenge. We have finally made it. Oh my goodness, I am so tired, but I'm honestly kind of glad that I spread it out over the course of a week and like didn't force myself to read when I wasn't really feeling in the mood to read, because I think that would have sent me like immediately into a slump. So we got quite a bit accomplished this week. Let's go over it. So we started and finished Vicious, which I liked pretty fine, and I definitely will read the second book because I already own it and figure out what in the world is going on with these two very evil men. We then did a reread of Mockingjay, which was just as heartbreaking as it is every single time I read this book, but still so good. So good. I'm still like in my Hunger Games era right now. I can't get over it. I want to watch all the movies. I already want to reread all of the books again, but I'm going to refrain from that. I am, however, going to be reading, or I already started reading, the Peeta's Game fanfiction that is written, all 3 books in Peeta's point of view. I started that after I finished Catching Fire, and I only got a couple of chapters in, and I swear I did not read any fanfiction this week, even though I wanted to, and I wanted to continue that fanfiction. I did not. So be so proud of me. I'm very proud of myself for restraining from reading any fanfiction, even though I'm now going to spend most of this week reading some. I just can't help it, you know? I took a week off, and now I gotta get back into it. But we also read Nightfall by Emily Goodwin, and it was okay. It was okay. I've already forgotten many of the details in this one. I just didn't love it, so whatever. It is what it is. We started and finished Bands of Mourning. Really enjoyed it. Can't say I loved it, but I did really like this one. And we got a few chapters into Mistborn Secret History, and I am very confused. So I'm really intrigued to see where this goes. It says that there's like 2 hours and 40 minutes left of the ebook at the speed that I'm reading. So I'll probably spend the next couple of nights just like reading it before I go to bed to just figure out what it is. It's not a top priority because I have a ton of books right over here that I need to finish. So that is 4 books completed and 1 novella started, which I think is pretty awesome for a full 24 hours of reading. I don't know if I've learned anything from this, besides I just don't read as much as I expected to. And some days reading for 30 minutes is as much as I can handle. So I might do this challenge again in the future if I have more like a strict schedule of things that I want to get done. I don't know. I would like to try it out and see if I can improve the number of books I read and whatnot. But yeah, we're gonna wrap this up here. I did have one more thing to say. I just went to plug everything into Compile and update my Goodreads and realized that I have been forgetting to take screenshots of my Goodreads goal. So when I had pointed earlier, I don't even think I got a screenshot of that, but I did get one just now, and I am still 1 book behind. I'm still 1 book behind after all of this. So there has to be some day soon that I can somehow finish 2 books in 1 day. I'm hoping by finishing the novella and then finishing another book, I can get this damn Goodreads goal to be at 0 books behind schedule, and then I can just move on with my life from there. But I have been struggling with this, fighting this Goodreads goal all week, and I did not succeed. So if you were wondering about that, I failed in that aspect. So back to the ending of this vlog. Alright, if you want to talk to me about books, I have my Instagram and Discord linked in the description, and I think that's it. So I will talk to you in my next video, which should be out very shortly. Alright, goodbye. Am I gonna edit this tonight? I don't know. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Okay, bye.